So do you have woodworking as a hobby? I do. Never intended to turn it into a profit. Things changed, mostly by accident. Going to talk about it coming up. I'm Roger, welcome to the shop. What I'm going to talk about here somewhat briefly is how this hobby of mine of woodworking, I don't do it for a living, I never have, it's always been a hobby. I'm actually a retired electrician, electrical engineer. But I've always done some woodworking, and I make gifts for people, and I do construction projects and help people out and hang doors and replace windows and do all kinds of the handyman kind of stuff. Projects I do out here generally are either for myself, the family, or for gifts. Well, one of the things I built, and I'm not going to get into exactly what it was because I don't want to give this away since it's turned into a little bit of a gold mine. But I built what you might say a better mousetrap. No, this is not a mousetrap. And someone saw it and, hey, can you make me one? I said, well, I suppose I'll pay you for it. I said, well, you know, okay, cover the cost of materials, I'll make you one. So, made him one. And about 2 weeks later, well, I got some friends that'd like to have some too. And I said, well, you know, I'm busy as hell. I don't really have time to just be donating stuff like this. He said, oh no, they'll pay you. They'll pay you for, you know, how much you want for one. So I figured out that my material cost was about $6. And of course, I have time in it, and I do value my time when I have to dedicate it to something like this. We do have a business, we have a nursery, and we have greenhouses, so I fully understand time studies and hourly wages. And as I said, I was an electrician, so I understand the hourly wage thing. So I said, I don't know, 35 bucks, sound good? Oh yeah, yeah. So made a couple for this other person, and then word got around, and now I've got somebody that wants 10 more. So here they are in front of me. So yes, you could turn your woodworking hobby into a business and a profit. This was kind of by accident. It wasn't something I was looking to do. And normally, you know, if this was spring or summertime, I wouldn't even mess with it because I'm too busy with our greenhouses and nursery and other projects going on. And if you've watched any of my previous videos here recently, we did buy what I'm calling the renovation house that we're going to be fixing up, but got a little bit of slow time right now. So I said, yeah, I'll accommodate you, you know, I'll make you 10 of them. Well, I was out here, and here's the parts for them. Cutting these parts today, and I got a message that someone else wants some more, possibly up to 25. I said, well, okay, that's great, but you may have to wait. I may not be able to get that all cut and dried and done before Christmas, because we're going to take a little vacation here in December. I know you're not supposed to travel during the pandemic, and you're not supposed to leave the country and all this and that, but we're going to do it anyway. So there'll be a week gone there, and then when we do get back, you'll have the Christmas rush. We're closing on this house in 2 days, so then I'll have full possession of it, and I'll have to start working on things there, and, you know, doing things like getting the heat going, because it's getting cold. We're in Northern Illinois. But getting back to the woodworking thing, if you have made something that is unique, that is maybe nobody else has, other people like, or maybe you've improved something that already exists and someone likes it, you can take this to market. There's various channels. Of course, there's Etsy, which is a ideal channel for home-built things, because they don't let you import crap from China and sell it, you know, and say you made it. It has to be, you have to make it yourself. It has to be, you know, it's arts and crafts and homemade woodworking and carvings, and there's a lot of neat stuff on there. If you've never been on Etsy, and I'm not a spokesperson for Etsy, I just admire their business model. Of course, there's always eBay, but if you've dealt with eBay, that can kind of turn into a yard sale. Of course, there is Amazon. We sell quite a bit on Amazon through our nursery, but we don't sell stuff like this. But it can be done, and you can make money at it. Granted, I had an advantage here. I already had all the equipment. I've been collecting tools and such since I was a teenager, and I'm well into my 60s now, so I have quite the collection, and I still collect things tool-wise. And if you see some of my earlier videos, I go to estate sales and auctions, and watch eBay, I watch Facebook Marketplace, and I find some pretty good deals. And if you're just starting out as a woodworker and you need those tools, those are some avenues you need to explore, as well as pawn shops. And regarding pawn shops, if you go in and you see they want $50 for something, most of the time they'll dicker and barter, and you can get them to come down on that price, especially if it's been there for a while. They'll be wanting to unload it and get their money back out of it, because generally in a pawn shop their markup is at least 200%. That's how they make their money, and that's how they stay in business. But with inventory, if it stays on the shelf too long, then it becomes an IRS at disadvantage. So you need to get that inventory moving. Getting back to the woodworking thing though, another thing you can do if you're on a budget and you're trying to start out and do this is if you know somebody that's in the construction industry, particularly a carpenter, you can pick up construction scraps. This is not made out of scraps here. This is made out of new wood because I needed so much of it. And I didn't have time to call my contacts and say, hey, what do you got for 1-bys and 2-bys laying around that I could cut up? But I needed a bunch of wood, and I needed it right now, and I've still got a bunch sitting over here on the other side of me that need to cut up for the next project. This is a way, again, if you're starting out, and obviously this isn't a full-time job, I don't want it to be, and maybe you're working a full-time job, you just want to have a little bit of extra income from woodworking. Find something that people want, find something that people need, make it better than the next guy, and you'll have a good market. That's all I kind of got to say about this. It was just an accidental thing I kind of fell into, but I thought I'd pass it along, a way that you, as starting out, or even if you're somewhat of an established woodworker or just a hobbyist, you can make some money doing this, and you can buy new toys and tools with that money you make. So I'm Roger in the shop. If you got something out of this, appreciate getting a thumbs up. Of course, we're always looking for subscribers. Ring that bell. You'll be notified when we post another one. Otherwise, we'll see you on the next one.